Welcome back, orators, to the Lucky Die. Previously, Lafian teaches diplomacy, Rhal grabs the dangerous things, Squash makes an impassioned speech, and Zaltanna can't hide anything in her armour. The aftermath of a fight well fought leaves Squash in charge of dealing with the inhabitants of Empty Shallows, with mixed results, from helpful spellcasters to angry cultists. Searching Eclipse Antonio's effects reveals a spell to reverse the damage done to their food, and a web of creation that needs a new home. Who is the elder spellcaster? Where did the cult mages go? And will the refugees be welcomed in Chatvol? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die.
The nine of you find yourselves standing in the main room in the temple. You can hear the little fountain going off behind you. You hear claws just clattering their way over with a big yowl. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of people up and about. It's not super early in the morning. It's definitely, if you have a trade job, you're up and you're out already. But you just don't really see anyone around, just Guardian and Claws. What do the four of you want to do?
I'm so happy Claws is okay. Remember when we were scared for Claws that one time? And we were like, Guardian would be so sad.
Yeah, but Claws is a badass.
And there they are. They're fine.
Yeah.
The play dead move. That was it.
Saved the spare ass more than once.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Lafian, upon arrival, would probably turn to Demunch, Grumsh. I can't think of a fusion name that would work.
Dumsh.
I don't think we should. For the sake of Squash, I don't think we should.
Grummy. Nope, that's it. It's
no.
Grummy now.
Grummy. All right, yeah, perfect, Grummy.
It sounds like a fusion and a pet name, and I hate it. I think Lafian would probably turn to Demi and just, do we have a rough idea of when the whole thing is going down with Helsif, with the Zatlin and all that? Do I have time to rest? I'd like to join them, if possible.
Grimsh goes to open his mouth, and Damas kind of like puts a hand on his shoulder and interrupts. And Damas says, Yeah, we think we'll probably land first thing tomorrow. I'm going to get someone to teleport me back to a bit later. I can wait. You'll look a little bit roughed up. And to be fair, our encounter was no picnic either.
I can imagine. But yours was successful. You took out the mages and everything, so that's very good.
Yeah. We dealt with what we had to, yeah. I can hold on. I'll send a message to Helsif. I'm sure she won't mind.
I'm not sure if the rest of you wish to join, but at the very least, I think that some, or at least one of us, should probably join in.
Yeah, definitely. I think we need to finish whatever this is. It feels, I hope that this is the last gasp of the cult of Dajin.
Something along that line. I mean, the less we need to worry about at the end, the better. And I'd rather try to tie up any loose ends that we know exist rather than worrying about the ones we're not sure of.
True. But there's also something to be said about at least the five of you, and he looks over at Demi, the five of you resting before you do what you need to do. No one would blame you if you want to leave this to us.
Not a chance. Not for me. Meta-wise, Squash is a lot quicker to get back on his feet than you guys. I don't need a long rest to recover all my bullshit. So
Son of a bitch.
I do.
That's why Squash is just no, I'll be there. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, that would it would be appreciated at least if you do want to come. Your bloodiness, would you do us the honor of joining us?
Yeah, of course.
All right, then. I guess get your rest, and I'll come around with a bit later this evening. Get some good sleep. Tie up any loose ends or whatever.
See you then, Damas.
With that, he kind of gives Joel a nod, and he just goes straight off to the place where Joel would be, where you would know the barracks to be. Yeah.
Is he not gonna take a rest? Is he gonna just try to run on fumes the whole time?
I kind of think that he's probably just gonna go rest now. I don't think he feels comfortable coming up to stay where he would normally stay up in the major circle because my room doesn't exist anymore and my room is kind of occupied, so.
Just the lodge not let Damas in anymore?
There's kind of a really small lodge outpost here, but other people I'm assuming are probably working there and he probably just wants to get back to Hell's without anyone just kind of interrupting him too much, so he's probably wanting to stay here. Either that, he was just actually way more tired than he's laying on and he just wants to go to sleep right now.
I think that's the most likely scenario.
Yeah, he took a bit of a beating.
I mean, I can't blame him for wanting to relax. It seems like we all went through a bit, but we all made it out relatively in one piece, so...
Yeah, I mean, you all look fine. I was kind of a little bit worried, but I guess you all... Yeah. I guess you all did fine.
We're getting better at handling ourselves.
Yeah, no,
Mostly.
just so that's good. That's better than some fights, at least, so yeah. I'm going to take you guys, and she looks over at where the three cultists are. I'm going to take you up to the mages circle because I feel that there's probably some rather more awake mages than me that could probably need your help, and I don't think anyone really wants to leave them behind. So, I'm going to take these guys up and leave you four to it if you want. Okay, I will probably see some of you later. You know where I am. I'll be upstairs. And you know where I am. I'll see you later. And she just
right. We'll come screaming if we need you.
Okay. Can you give me at least? And she's kind of like gesturing for the other mages from Empty Shallows to come with her. She's kind of gesturing them. She's walking back. She's like, "Can you give me at least 4 hours? I need at least 4 hours sleep. I haven't slept in 3 days. I just need a little. Could you just give me a little bit of time before you interrupt me with literally anything? Just
oh God, okay,
just anything.
Never mind. Go to sleep.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it. Great, cool, wonderful. All right. Let's go. And she kind of reaches over and grabs the two younger ones, begins to kind of drag them along, and you can see the old mage just kind of leaning on her staff and just rolling her eyes and just kind of stumping off behind them, just a little bit annoyed.
I love.
It's amazing that the more tired she gets, the more energy she spends. I think it's like a overcorrection kind of thing.
That's certainly one way to describe it. Okay, well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I am running on empty, shall we say. So I think I'm going to grab something, probably a berry to snack on, and then I'm probably just going to go meditate.
I desperately want to lie down. I was kind of putting on a brave face for Damas.
Oh.
Yeah, you look over at Squash and he looks beat as fuck. A stiff breeze could probably take down Squash right now.
So, is it safe to assume that the four of you go to the barracks and get some rest?
I do not believe I had anything else planned. Feel free to correct me if I'm forgetting something, V.
No, the only thing that happens to you is if I interrupt you with plot, at least as far as Squash is concerned. All right. with that, the four of you can find comfortable places in the barracks. It's essentially empty. Damaz has basically already pulled most of his armor off and is just laying face down on his bed. And as you can already see, he hears rather loud snoring off to one side. But yeah, you can all click your long rest buttons.
Rhal's gonna go sleep where all the Dragonborns are.
Aww.
Now, V.
All the Dragonborns are up and awake, my dude.
I
They are
know,
up and about and
but I
doing their
just want
things.
a little corner to. No one's gonna keep me from. I have 1 hit point, and I have 4 I have 4 ouchies between life and death right now, V, and a level of exhaustion already that I need to clear. So I'm taking a potion, and I'm going to sleep, and no one's gonna wake me up.
You're taking your no.
I have
no.
to, and.
Yes, you have to.
We're
There's
close
so few
enough
days
that
left,
I
my
need
dude.
to get rid of my exhaustions and try to keep them away. And hey, if I can stay two days up without getting an exhaustion, maybe that's the strategy. I just don't sleep once everyone else does. I do short rest up until the game day, depending on my HP and what I need to regain. I have to rest strategically now, huh? I don't know.
Jesus Christ. I mean, it is a plan, Neil. It is a plan.
I've got to use, I don't know how many potions. I've got to look at how many potions I've got, but I've got enough. I've got enough. We're fine. And I'm going to take a potion, get rid of this level of exhaustion, and fix my life.
All right.
Fix my life.
V, I have to ask, because it was pointed out in the Discord that I apparently have not been asking on air enough. So since we long rested, did we level up?
You did. So taking down the Cult or the Blissful Eclipse, plus all the other shenanigans that y'all have gotten up into individually, yes, you have leveled up.
What?
You may
You did not prepare
do
me
that
for this.
as you wish. Yeah. Surprise.
Wait, did you say we did? We did level up? Is that what you
We
just
did.
fucking said?
Yes.
Yeah, you can level up. The reason I didn't tell you, because I didn't know if you guys were going to do something stupid. I mean, if you weren't going to do a brave maneuver.
Brave and heroic, babe.
Why would you not tell us this before before we were on air? And now I have to look at all my shit.
Honestly, mostly it comes down to the fact of oh yeah, I need to tell them they're going to level up so they can do the thing, and I'll tell them a day or two before we record, and then we've had 3 busted recordings, and I just keep forgetting.
We've had a lot
that's
of
mostly
busted
on me.
recordings.
Yeah, but some of it is down to I honestly didn't know what you guys were going to end up doing. You guys have a wonderful way of surprising me with weird shit that y'all want to pull out.
No. Oh no, why do rogues get ability score improvement on 19th level?
Me
So do
too.
monks.
Why?
Wait, are we 19th? No, we're 18.
Yep, we're level 19.
We're
Wait,
leveling
have I
up
just
to
not
19.
leveled up in a long time? Because I was still level 17.
Casey! V!
Oh my god, Casey.
V! Our paladin has been running on half fucking power!
Yeah, but I've been fucking
And our
crushing.
president's been kicking ass.
I've been fucking crushing.
Yeah.
You have fucking power. Bitch! Shut the fuck up.
All right.
No. Let's look. D&D, 5e, Paladin. Let's look at what you were missing out on before we get hasty.
No, I know. I get it. I got aura improvement.
Oh, that thing!
The thing that's very important for the team, yeah.
I have no memory of how much we've used your aura.
I don't know.
Well,
did account
literally
for that, though.
all the
A fair bit.
time. So it's okay.
Yeah. I think it's radius improvement, I think it is.
30 feet.
That might be.
Yeah, which I think we've been playing with, so.
Now you have 2 5th level spell slots, an ability score improvement, and a martial versatility optional. I don't know what that means. You might want to read that.
Wait, what? The 4 of you wake up feeling refreshed, much better than you are. Your meditations were deep and wonderful, and you'll feel your bodies to be stronger, wiser, more intelligent, perhaps more nimble than before. Definitely more powerful. So yeah, let's say it's kind of early afternoon, just a little bit after midday. Is there anything that the 4 of you want to do? At the moment, the barracks are kind of still empty. with the exception of Damaz, who is still like flat on his face snoring.
I think Squash would probably... I now have to meta explain why Squash all of a sudden has a 4th level spell scroll. So I think Squash probably wants to go hang out the Mage's Lodge. He can feel
Circle.
like Mage's Circle, because he can feel like something feels a little like I don't know. Like the last couple of days, he's just like, I think I got something. I think I feel something, and wants to like go bug somebody to try to help him figure something out.
Okay. Yep. Do you want to take any of your companions with or anything like that?
Squash will not be hiding what he's up to. So yeah, like Squash wakes up and he just goes like I'm assuming we wake up, we have like a small meal between the 4 of us.
Yeah.
And the whole time Squash is kind of like, he's like rearing to go. He looks like just like excited for the day for some reason. He doesn't exactly know himself. But yeah, like throughout the meal, he's just talking about like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the Mage's Circle. I feel like there's something about magic. There's something like I was missing something, and I feel like I found it. I feel like something in that fight in that temple, like something about the way she was like speaking to things or like taking energy from things like far beyond it. It feels like it makes more sense now. So I desperately want to go talk to somebody. I think I figured something out. So I'm gonna go to the Mage's Circle. Do you guys have any plans?
No, not really.
Well, I know the Mage's Circle can always use with an extra pair of hands. I think most people have moved the things they wanted to move upstairs, so I don't think there's. Well, what's what's things like in Folsom? Like, is there a lot of rebuilding going on, or are people like kind of more settled in?
Yeah. So once Apella's army kind of took over the kind of the town and the way that it was run, basically everyone has a job now, either consigned to it or basically reminded, hey, we need to rebuild. And yeah, like there was a lot of damage done to certain buildings. You know, for example, that Caden's house got destroyed as part of like some of the ongoing fights that were going on. And yeah, like people are rebuilding the last time you were here, which I think was either yesterday or the day before. Yeah. And I believe that you also helped people move.
Yes.
Yeah, like people are in the process of rebuilding. Everybody is quite busy. And if they are of an age to work, they are apprenticed somewhere. So yeah, people are working.
All right. Yeah, then like if you guys don't seem to have like plans, then Squash is just gonna like I know they're like working upstairs, like they're fixing things. They're trying to like get people into barracks or into their own private homes, and they're trying to like yeah, so like I'm pretty sure that like there's a lot of people that would appreciate your help today. Do we know about Rhal's house?
I believe only what Rhal would have told you.
I just have no memory how much Rhal has revealed.
I think Rhal's gone by to like see how it's going a couple times. I think he did last time, but didn't spend a lot of time there, and then went to see was it Caden's house that I had initially gone to?
No, so
that was destroyed.
You went to, yeah, it was Caden's house that was destroyed. You went to meet up with Emmil, who was really close to the old shit shack, which has been like demolished. Mm-hmm. So you know that work has been happening. You just don't know how far, and it was quite a while that you checked on that.
Oh, okay. I thought I'd been keeping up, but I guess not. That makes sense.
I think you guys have been busy.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's probably easy enough for whomever wants to go up to the surface. It takes about an hour from where you are, roughly. You hear Damaz probably about 10, 15 minutes after you'll start walking up. He obviously overslept maybe a little bit and also would need to head to the surface in order to be able to leave. So yeah, like the 5 of you end up making your way up to the surface, and it's quite busy. It's like afternoon rush where people have just gotten back to work, people have eaten, some are a little bit sluggish, some are just full of energy. You can see that As you kind of get to the surface, you see, as you look out across to where one of the gates to the city is, you can see that Caden and a few of the other guards are kind of like doing the afternoon checks, and you see him ordering and pointing people to go to different places. You can see that some of the buildings that have fallen down have kind of been completely taken down. So a little bit more materials being used elsewhere. There's a lot of work going on right now. You make your way, those of you who want to. I'm
going separately.
To the major circle. Yeah. Okay.
I'm
where are you going?
I need to meet up with Demi, right? To see about, like, to just have a chat. But, like, also, it's so awkward with everyone else, like, what I'm up to. So I don't want to include anyone on what I'm doing. So he is kind of being hush about it. So he'll mosey about. He'll go find Emma or something until everyone is done. Since he knows that they're like making haste up there right now to go see Demi.
You would know that Emma is currently chasing Salt.
That's true.
And unfortunately, you don't have a ring. You'd have to ask one of your friends to borrow a ring to be able to talk to her.
That's true.
You've cornered yourself.
And I don't even think that I can go help with that. I guess Rhal is acting awkward around town until he feels it's appropriate to approach.
Okay.
He's pretty noticeable squad.
Yeah. Your best guess is that Demi would also be at the major circle, so like that's also where you'd be needing to go if you want to speak with her. Okay. What can we do?
We went up separately, and it's just weird.
Okay, then let's stay with Squash because I think he has a solid plan, and I'm not sure that anyone else has a solid plan until Damaz arranges transport to Azatlan, or at least to Hellstiff's Island. The Witches Society, the major circle is busy. You can see as soon as you walk in that Dana has basically assembled a group of people. You can see that there are people that you recognize from the major circle that are kind of taking orders and running backwards and forwards. You can see people that you recognize from some of the Witcher Society, even from Vanlas, which you would probably have bumped into from time to time. You notice that there are people from Apella's army. You notice that there is, I think you may have met her, I think you may have met Anne Menmark, who is a emissary from Queen Rowena of the Dwarves. Formerly Queen Rowena of the Dwarves. And you can see that Dana kind of has a control. You can see that she is organizing and arranging people. She's sending people off with spells. You can tell that she's organizing different parchments of things to come in. You can tell that the three mages that came from Empty Shallows are kind of just behind her in a bit like the small room that Trempow had previously used as his office. And you can see that they're very busily scrawling and going through whatever it is that they're doing, transferring all their notes and their information. You can tell that you've walked into what feels like a battle tent of trying an organization of getting things out as quickly as they can. She looks a little tired, a little haggard. Again, she doesn't really show her age because she looks young magically. But yeah, that's what you see when you walk in.
Oh, won't be able to pull somebody to the side to fuck with them, will I?
Who are you trying to fuck? What?
Fuck with. I need a mage to bounce magic off right now.
Okay, my brain heard something. Never mind.
Yeah, your brain went somewhere else.
I'm pretty magic myself. Have you seen my magic illusion?
No, Squash, don't fuck Rhal.
Unfortunately,
I'm sorry. Please continue.
I think Squash is gonna try to not get too much in Donna's way, as she seems to have everything under control. And I think he's gonna kind of just walk the halls with purpose. I think Squash has gotten quite familiar with this building in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And feels kind of like, yeah, he feels kind of like okay, like walking around without asking for permission. He's just gonna start strolling through the building. And he's basically looking for anyone who looks like they're good with magic, like high level, but is like either trying to hide themselves, trying to look busy, somebody who isn't actually doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I get you. I'm going to say that kind of there's like a little classroom that's kind of off the main hall. And you can see that there are some like students in there, but you can see that they're all still kind of working and people are milling in and out, getting to another room that's kind of like on the other side. Like you can find someone who's kind of like working in the back of the classroom that you could probably tell from a glance is maybe slacking a little bit. They're doing work. They are clearly magically proficient, telling just by some of the runes on their skin and on their arms. But they clearly are wanting to be anywhere but here. This may have been the 500th time that they created this Goodberry scroll for all you know. They might be done with it today.
All right. Squash is just gonna like get up to them and just like, hey, can I bother you for a little bit of private lesson with a little bit of magic stuff? I have an idea. It's not related to the good berries. It's not related to the food. It's just something you would be doing for me as a favor.
This you kind of approach, and this slightly older dwarven man kind of like strokes his beard, and as you mentioned, like it's nothing to do with good berry. His head suddenly shoots up, and he looks you in the eyes, and he's got like really deep brown eyes, and he puts the quill down like with just like fuck yes, I'm out of here. And he says, all right, let's find one of the classrooms and, sure, come with me. And he like takes you through the back of the classroom, and he finds this kind of like really small, it's like a private tutorial room. And he gestures you to sit down. He's like, you're Squash, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. You're the one to thank for all of these good berry scrolls. Thank you so much for my endless nightmare. What can I help you with? And he kind of like sits on the table opposite you.
I'm imagining, am I insane, or are blackboards with like white chalk? Is that not just like ancient, like as a...
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It can be here. I think it's taupe.
Okay. Because it's such a like, it's so minimalistic. I feel like it would just be something that like every culture would at some point just go like, yeah, just take chalk and write on things.
Yeah, it's here.
I think Squash is gonna like turn around and he starts drawing like the outlines of a person, and then he turns around and he's just like, okay, what's your name?
Is that really important right now?
It's very important. We have a big list we need to get through.
That's true.
What's your name? What's your children's name? And what's your wife's name?
What's your dog's name?
What's my mother's name?
I'm low on time and have many more people to draw on the board. Speak up.
I want your family tree on the board right now. My name's Zizzy.
Izzy.
Zizzy. Yeah. Z-I-Z-Z-Y or Z-I-Z-Z-Y. For those who are in different spelling and pronunciation, there's Z.
All right. I need you to not take what I'm about to tell you any further. It's kind of private.
Is this going to get me in trouble?
No, not like it shouldn't get anybody in trouble. I'm about to share something with you. I shouldn't. So, like, I just need you to, like...
Look, Squash, he kind of, like, gets up, like, jumps off the table. He's like, look, I barely know you. I might not be the right
No. I just need somebody with magic to help me. Like, literally anybody with magic. I just need you to, like, understand that, like, some of this may be delicate or private information that other people don't want to talk about.
Okay, but if I don't like what I'm about to hear,
you
then...
walk out.
I'm gonna walk, yeah. And
Squash is gonna, like, draw, like, an outline of a person, and then he's gonna start drawing, like, little, like, thin lines. And
okay.
He's gonna point at the drawing and go, I think this is the ethereal effect of Dragon Maw. I went into the ethereal space with a friend of mine who is suffering from dragon's maw. You heard about that disease?
He shakes his head.
It's a sickness, an illness that the dragonborns are sometimes born with. And
that's the stuff that the kids are.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm with you now.
And I believe that we can manipulate to fake it.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that, and Squash is gonna dive into some magic theory. And basically what Squash is trying to create is a spell that makes people slightly more weak to like specific elements. Basically inflect.
So what are you trying to weasel out of me?
I'm not trying to weasel anything out of you. I am in-world explaining where the spell Elemental Bane comes from.
Ah, sexy. He kind of like he's like still sitting on the table and his hands are gripping the edge of the table and he's like, okay, that's quite similar to a spell that we teach here.
Yep. What spell is that?
It's a way of like inflicting elements on people and objects. Like you want to inflict cold or fire, or if you want to electrocute something, or if you want to attack it with lightning, or you want to douse something in acid, it's about manipulating the forces to do that. Is that what you're looking for? I could show you how to do it.
Yeah, if you could. Squash is going to take a step back and like, could you cast it?
Yeah, sure. Well, I need to cast it at someone. No, I don't, because I don't really need to do that.
You can
okay.
cast it at me.
And he pulls out like an old spell book and he kind of like flips through it and he moves his hands in a very particular way and he uses a couple of words, but he doesn't seem to be using any components whatsoever, no focuses. And yeah, you see kind of the desk that he was sitting on just begin to like suffer the effects of acid damage, and then he quickly like closes his fist to end the spell. Yeah, you can now do Elemental Bane. You may now do that.
Was he casting Elemental Bane or was he casting something similar?
No, he was casting Elemental Bane.
Okay.
I made him cast it on an object because I think he's probably more powerful than you.
Okay. All right, Squash is gonna copy that into his stupid mind dungeon.
His mind palace, his tattoos on his arms.
I need someone to cast this magic spell at. Hey guys, what are you doing? Have you seen Demi? What's going on?
Squash is gonna like quickly erase the thing on the blackboard. And he's just like,
there's a suspicious dragonborn looking outline.
I assure you, the outlines he drew did not have a tail. Squash does not. Squash feels like this is something like he should not have seen. This was not shown to him intentionally. He was not taught this. Like he just saw this when they were in the ethereal plane moving together, and he's just like, nope, this is super private. Like this is super not mine to describe to other people. But I had an idea.
Zizzy looks up at you, Rhal, and he says, last I heard them, he was...
I was doing a joke, but I can be here. It's fine.
That's fine. I can tell you where she is then. Oh, yeah, she's in the workshop just behind where the reception is. Oh,
okay. Thanks. Bye, Squash.
You're welcome. This is so dumb.
It's a good drawing of me, but there's no tail.
This is not you. What are you talking about?
This isn't you. Tries to cover up, but his body is tiny, so like you still have.
Why did I try so tall? Does he get me the chair?
Your desk is sizzling. Bye.
Did I do that? I'm sorry.
Right, that's awkward. Yeah. So, thank you for that. And if anybody asks where you were, I was bothering you with magic things. I think most people here know that I do that.
It's not a lie, so I can probably get away with that. So, yeah.
Can I help you make a couple of scrolls? Maybe ease your load a little bit?
I don't know, actually. I mean, you wrote the spell, kind of, so you should probably be able to do it.
Just helping a little bit so you're not behind on your quota. Squash does air quotes.
He smiles. He takes you back into the classroom and you can spend like whatever time before I interrupt you again making good berry scrolls. That's absolutely fine. Rhal, you return to the little workshop room where you've seen Demi work before. You know that this room has like blackboards in there, that last time you kind of peeked in there were books and pots and pans and everything flying around while Demi was trying to research how to get to the various items that you needed to remake Marnak. It's a lot more quiet in there now. The door is actually slightly ajar and you can see that Demi is kind of like leaning over this desk and see that there's kind of like a few very old looking books, and as soon as you enter the room you get that kind of cold feeling that goes with kind of all the weird necromantic stuff that you've been around recently, and you can also feel that kind of like very powerful buzz in the back of your neck from being around someone quite powerful. She doesn't even really notice that you've arrived, and you can see that she's kind of just like opening books and still just like writing odd notes here and down.
Yeah, he does a knock on the door before just entering.
She looks around and she sees you there and she kind of like flashes you a smile. Hi.
Hi. It seems like not a good time, maybe, huh? It's usually kind of warm actually, and now it's kind of cold. There's something strange, yeah.
It's and she kind of like lifts her hand and she kind of like closes the door behind you. And she says, I'm working on the thing that we were talking about. I think I'm there. I'm going through all of Emmil's notes and they are very intense and they're quite... They're meandering. It's like the man has never learned how to finish a sentence and there's barely any grammar or anything in it. It's kind of a nightmare to work through, but I think I've got the gist of it. I think it's more than possible to crack open the ether. It's quite dangerous, and I'm going to have to use a lot of energy to do it. But I think I can do that and still be back here to rest before I have to leave. I think it's doable, if that's what you still want to do. Although I would not be upset if you turned around right now and said that this is not what you want to do right now. Maybe you want to do this afterwards. But if you're ready to do this now, then probably better than handing these notes over to someone else who might use them for, becoming a lich. Because there's a really detailed description of how to become a lich, and it's kind of gross, actually. You can see that she's beginning to get a bit pale thinking about some of this.
Yeah. I would like for it to be done. I think I should be here to do it because Bulgrim can be stubborn, and I think he might listen to me.
And if not, you guys have the web. You have the web. You could just web him and pull him back, so he wouldn't have a choice. But he probably wants to. I don't know. The thing is, Rhal, I don't know what it's like in there. I only had that brief glimpse, the same as you did, and all I actually felt was pain and screaming, and I just saw darkness and I saw floating fire, and that's all I saw. I didn't see enough to know how it works in there. I don't know whether gravity is a thing. I don't know whether time moves the same way. I don't know whether physics are anything like they're supposed to be. I don't know if magic is the way it's supposed to be. I don't really know anything about the ether because everything that Emmil has written in his notes assumes you already know what the ether is and how it works. So
do you want
if you want to do this,
keep him out of this? Because it's okay. Yeah, I thought maybe, but he's around,
as far as I can see, he can't open. Well, he has energies enough to open a hole into the ether, but I mean, we can ask if he wants to come. It would be nice to have someone else to stabilize the magic so that it's not just the kind of health. It drains everybody who's nearby. I mean, you felt it, I felt it. I think Squash and Lafian felt it. It kind of drains you when you're nearby. And it would be nice to have someone else to stabilize the magic so that the drain isn't so powerful. I just, yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. We should.
We can call someone else to do the stabilizing, but I can understand maybe wanting to keep Emmil away from this. So, I'm more meant just to clarify any of the notes. He doesn't know where we are. He might be able to find us. I don't know. Maybe it's smarter to leave him out, but up to you.
Think that,
I don't. You know, I don't know what I'm doing here. So
I know. I think I'm just this is like the second scariest, the third scariest thing I have. I'm going to probably experience in my life. So I'm quite nervous about this. I'm not going to lie, Rhal. I don't know what's on the other side of the ether. So yeah.
Then don't go.
But Rhal, if I make it through this, and that's a big if, I want to go back there to try and fix some of the damage I've done.
But if you go now, maybe you'll be too scared to do what you need to do later.
That's true, but then I'll know. And maybe I can save something now. Maybe not. I don't know.
Whatever you need to do to learn, that's what you do, right? So
yeah,
you do that.
And I learn well by doing as well, not just reading. I mean, reading is my real forte and like figuring things out. But no, if we're gonna do this and we're gonna be smart about it and we're gonna put on our good people persona, then we need to grab Emmil. He should be able to help us stabilize stuff. And anything goes wrong, he knows more about the ether and about breaking through than I do because he's done it. And I think having someone that Bogrim will listen to if that's what you're going in for. And yeah, I think that's good.
Do you think squash is enough to stabilize the portal?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's a lot of magic that flows through you, and he's not kind of used to that yet. And there's yeah. Okay. So I'm going to make this very, very clear, Rhal. There is a big danger that you could get really hurt doing this, and it is a big risk us going to do this. If nothing else, I know Dachin is dead. He's dead. Yeah, there was no life in him. He's dead. But we are opening up a portal to where he's going to be. And maybe the ether time runs much faster than ours, and maybe he's recreated in the ether because of weird magics or because that's just not how I understand the ether to be. We have to be really careful. And if I pull you out, that's it. We're not going back. So you need to be very clear on exactly what you want to do. A priority list.
What does pulling someone out of this entail? I imagine we don't know.
I would literally be teleporting you out.
Right.
I think I know you enough, and I think that we're friends enough that I can just pull you through. I know I've done it with Squash because he has the gem on, but I think I will be able to see you, and I know you enough, and I know I can probably extend my magic that far to get you. I will just pull you out, and I will close that portal right behind you. But I think you need to know exactly what you're doing to be in there as small amount of time as possible, because if there is something with Dachin and he is back, or if any of those fragments have enough energy in them to set you on fire, I'm very worried about this, Rhal. We can't lose you, and you're my friend, and I don't want to lose you. I think we can do this safely enough. We're both aware of what the risks are. I know the magical risks. I just need you to know exactly why you're going in there.
Just to get what we need for Emmil and to get Bogrim out.
So, Teagettle and Bogrim.
And then whatever you need.
If I can get what I need, I will. But I think we need to focus on Bogrim first. The tea kettle. We need to focus on the tea kettle first. I mean, I guess we'll find out when we get there. There's only speculations, I guess.
Right.
So, when do you want to do this?
Whenever you're ready. I don't suspect that I have anything to wait on, you know. Probably best to keep Emma out of it.
Yeah, probably. I think if we're going to do this, we should do this sooner rather than later, because I really need time to regenerate my energy before I have to go do what I have to go do. And yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'm ready then. One place I haven't been, and this is it, huh?
You're the real planeswalker. Been to everything everywhere. Yeah. Okay. I'll message Emmil, and I'll meet you in the front entrance in a little bit. There's a few things I need to finish off. I'll probably be about half an hour.
Okay.
Cool. Good luck. See you soon. And she kind of like turns back to the books with like her hands in her hair, like, oh my God.
Yeah, Rhal's like trying to cover a nosebleed. He's really trying to be calm. He has no choice. Like, this is the right thing to do in his stupid eyes. So, you know. Here we go.
In his mind, this is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that Lafian or anything that Zaltanna want to do? If you guys are up on the top side, then you're very easily able to see like Squash and Rhal moving around inside the major circle and doing what they're doing. Damast is basically just walking around and helping people carry heavy stuff. And you can see that he's had a couple of conversations with some lodge members and like sent various messages off to various places. Is there anything that either of you want to do?
Not on my end, no. I think Lafian's just trying to brain fart. Conserve his strength and try to mentally prepare himself for having to go through yet another shit scenario of evil cultist bullshit.
We really stepped to the cultist pie, like in these last couple of episodes, huh?
Something like that, yeah. A lot of cult shit going on.
Okay. Okay, let's stick with Rhal.
Do you need some time to pass?
Not really. I think that probably within like half an hour or an hour, anyone who's kind of topside and anyone who's like near enough to see the major circle, who wants to be close enough and they can engage if they want to, you can see that Emmil kind of appears on the steps of the major circle, kind of like shakes himself down and just kind of like makes his way up into the entrance hall. If you're inside the major circle, you definitely hear a definite lull as Emmil comes in, just as that head whip of like someone new has come in and returned back to what they're doing, and then the volume kind of returns. So it's very difficult to miss him. But yeah, he arrives and he kind of like sits in the kind of entranceway, just kind of looking very relaxed and very chill. Maybe he's suppressing some of his emotions right now. Who knows? But yeah, he's kind of sitting there, and a few moments later, Demi comes through as well. Okay, are we ready? And Emmil just kind of like nods once.
Rhal nods and is bleeding.
Demi like reaches into like one of the side bags that she has that seems to be like laden and has a really strong smell to it. And she like hands you over like a piece of cloth for your nose so that you can like mop up some of the blood pouring. But she doesn't say anything else. Yeah, she looks around. Is anyone wanting to ambush and interact, or are they happy to let them go?
Okay. I feel like Lafian probably has an inkling of what's going on. But
yeah.
I think just for the sake of trusting his friends and not pushing a line that clearly upset people already, I think he's going to be nearby and available if needed, but he's not going to actively do anything unless asked.
Okay.
He's there, he's available, but he's not doing anything.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Demi, Rhal, and Emmil don't have rings, do they?
No.
I think that would be a really good move for Lafian to go give one of them like a ring, and just in case you need me, like not like butting into the activity they're into. You know what I mean?
I will leave it up to whether or not somebody in that group thinks that's an idea, because I don't think Lafian would want to make them aware that he is aware of what's going on.
Gotcha. No, I think Squash is completely unaware of this. Like, he is completely wrapped up in his own, like, magic fever. Let's phrase it like that.
Magical high, one might say.
But, yeah, like...
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that Zaltanna is is probably busy helping folks out versus paying attention to what's happening in Magic Land. Yeah. Okay. All right. Without so much as a look around or a nod or a see you later, Demi reaches out and puts a hand on Rhal and on Emmil's shoulders, and you find yourself being pulled through the stalking to the place where you fought Dachin originally. You find that you are in that kind of hot springs area where everything smells like sulfur and there's like a little rivulet running through. And you find yourself standing there. Demi directs you to stand to one side and she says, okay, all right, I have everything I need. Okay. She kind of cracks her knuckles and she looks over at Emmil, who nods once. And then Demi turns to you, Rhal. She says, priority order. Kettle, Bogrim, leave.
Raw nuts.
She kind of like goes to cast and then she kind of like stops again. And then she puts a hand up to her eyebrow and she takes out one of her kind of like metal eyebrow piercings and she puts it in your hand. And she closes your hand around it and she says, I'm pretty sure I could pull you through, but I damn well know sure I can pull this through. So just in case. Okay. She takes a step back. You see that she lifts her hands and she begins to make patterns that are very, very similar to what Emmil had cast, but they're subtly different too. It's like somebody else has written a letter, a different handwriting. And you feel this strange, cold darkness overcoming you. And it feels like the life force from your very lungs are being pulled up through your throat and out of your mouth. And I need you to make a con saving throw, please.
Oh, my specialty V.
No! Neil, why?
Squash is gonna cast Elemental Bane on Rhal for not including him.
17.
That is a fail, I'm afraid.
Ooh.
You take 18 points of necrotic damage as you feel the life force being pulled from you, and you suddenly feel very cold and very shivery. And almost a moment later, as soon as that breath comes out of you, you see this dark circular entity about 6 foot, about the size of a human male, appear in front of Demi as she holds her hands open, and you see that right opposite her, you can see that Emmil is doing the same thing, and they seem to be moving in tandem without communicating anything. And you see this dark, inky, black void ahead of you. You can hear screams of fear and anguish and anger and pain just coming through you like a tidal wave. Ahead of you, you can see Bogrim in movement as if he's still diving forward. You see him diving forward. He's holding Dachin's body on his shoulder, and you can see the tea kettle in one hand they had taken from Emmil's belt just now. And it's almost as if everything has restarted from the moment that portal shut. And you see Bogrim rolling forward. You see all of these specks of green light off in the distance begin to like move around. What do you want to do? Bogrim's about 20 feet out.
Okay. How fast is he moving? In which direction? Do I have to keep up with him at any pace?
Bogrim is basically moving straight forward, like directly from the portal.
Yeah.
And he seems to have dove forward and is kind of like rolling as if gravity isn't affecting him correctly, and he seems to be still moving forward. You can see that he's kind of at this point now let go of Dachin's body, which is kind of spinning off in its own direction, and you can see kind of like the black circular disc that has been attached to Dachin just kind of begin to fly off in its own direction as well. You can see the tea kettle is still firmly gripped in his hands as if he can't let it go.
Okay, I don't think I have a simple solution to this. No matter how hard I stare at my character sheet. So I am going to go try to keep up. I'm going to just move my movement speed towards him and try to keep him from drifting further.
What is your movement speed? Is it like 35 or some bullshit?
50.
Fuck you, man. Yeah, as soon as the portal opens up, you dive straight in after him. As soon as you cross the threshold, that screaming intensifies, and I need you to make another con saving throw. The screaming intensifies in your ears, and it becomes like sharp, jagged knives, not just in your ears, but all over your body. And it feels strangely like there is absolutely no gravity around you pulling you down. It's much like before when the spectres kind of grab you and help you float you down to the surface. It feels very much like that, but you have entered with momentum the same way that Bogrim did, but you are way faster than him and you're not carrying a corpse. You managed to very quickly grab hold of him, and you kind of had that initial kind of... there's a shriek that comes from him that is much more high-pitched than you would expect a shriek to come from Bogrim. But he's still holding onto the teacup. You can see that his the tea kettle, and you can see that his knuckles are bright white as if he just can't let go of it. He kind of like turns and looks at you with like bright, shocked eyes, and the pair of you are still kind of like tumbling forward. He kind of like pushes back against you, and it forces the pair of you kind of to slow and stop. You're probably about 40 feet now away from the entrance. Your con save of 22, you save and you take 8 points of cold damage. That was the half. You take 8 points of cold damage, and you can see that Bogrim 2 is like very slowly like beginning to be covered in these ice shards. You can hear humming and chanting coming from Emmil and from Demi, who are standing on the other side of the portal, where you can see the shaft of light coming in from outside. You can see all around you that these green fiery specks are kind of begin to slowly making their way towards you. But you're both kind of stuck in midair. What do you want to try and do?
Okay, so we're not grappled to each other. How far are we from each other?
You're kind of very close to each other because you went straight after him.
Okay.
So you
and we're not drifting
very
apart
much
from
be able
each
to
other
like
at the moment.
No.
Okay.
No. You're kind of like super close. Like he did something where he threw his weight counter to what you were doing up against you, and that kind of brought you both to a close. So you're no longer floating forward, but you are both floating, and it feels like moving your legs around doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot.
Okay. Rhal's gonna grab Bogrim and tell him to hold on so that at least we have that. I don't know if teleporting is going to work to bring him, or if we need to figure out a way to get ourselves momentum back. But as soon as Rhal has hold of Bogrim, he's gonna yell out that we have everything. And he's gonna grab everything into himself as hard as he can in a bundle so that it comes with him. Because I don't think he understands how any of this works. And it's all just a hope and dream to him. So he yells that he's got everything.
Okay. I'm assuming you're probably going to be yelling at the top of your lungs, and if not, at least Bogrim, once he's figured out that you're yelling, the people on the other side of the portal, he too will also shout out. So I'm going to give the two people at the portal a perception check, because all they can hear is screaming. Piece of shit. You can see Emmil's head whip around and look in your direction, and you see him throw his hand through the portal, and you can hear his humming stopping, and you can see that Demi just begins to suddenly burst into flames and swear. She's taking the whole load of stabilizing this. He puts his hands forward and he pulls on the pair of you to pull you back. I'm assuming you allow this teleportation. Yeah, okay, good. Bogrim does too. I think that's fair.
I make sure that he brings the teapot with him. I'm not going to let him, like, drop it or anything. No sneaky business, Bogrim. I'm on to you. I know why you took that in there.
You can, like, reach out and grab the teapot as well if you want to.
Oh, he's for sure, like, prioritizing
everything.
Cool,
I'll deal with that in a second. as you are pulled and you feel that pull on the back of your navel, you find yourself teleported like a few feet away from where Demi and where Emmil are kind of holding this portal open. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Hold on.
Oh, Neil!
V. Should I use an inspiration? Wink, wink. Should I use an inspiration on that natural one I just rolled?
Oh, this is a sad turn of events.
Before you tell me a number.
I'm not telling you a number, Neil. I can tell you that on a wisdom saving throw 13, you failed.
Okay, I have a question. Mm-hmm. Where are they doing this?
Where are they doing what?
Where's this portal? Where are they doing this?
So they're in Frigangi. So they're the place where you guys originally fought Dajin.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. All right.
I didn't know that
Neil,
part.
Yep, the place where you originally fought Dajin.
No, I mean, I knew that we were there now, but I didn't know that's where we were going when we started this.
Yeah. No. You clasp your hands onto the tea kettle to make sure that Bogrim doesn't do any shady shit with it. You find yourself pulled through, and in that very moment of grabbing it and being pulled through, it feels like you cannot remove your hand from this tea kettle. And you hear this deep whispering of 1,000 people in your mind. They're all kind of like screaming and raging, and they're whispering at you that this is not a good man, that this is a man who would tear you to pieces. And you feel like you can't let go as you take 38 points of necrotic damage.
38.
And now that you're here, and now that you're out of the portal, you can still hear the screaming. For some reason, the portal is still open. You are suddenly become, although you're, despite your failed wisdom, it may now have occurred to you that this refractory might be cursed, and you cannot let go of it.
Magic is scary, V.
I know.
Yeah. I knew it was a magic.
The screaming... The screaming of the portal continues. Is there anywhere that you're looking at, anything that you want to do before I tell you what is happening around you?
Throw poker.
I think he's... Do what? No, stop.
I'm sorry.
No, I think he's focusing very hard on not losing track of the exit and looking around too much at all. And I think he's trying to drown out most of it, to be honest. He can't really drown out the screaming because I can't, free my hands to put them to my ears or anything.
Yep.
So I'm just kind of stuck with that, and I knew that going in. But, yeah, I think he's...
Okay.
To answer your question, no, he's looking very much at everything that he needs as intensively as he can.
Okay. Could you roll a perception check with advantage for me then, please?
Okay. 17.
As you look back at the portal, you can tell that although the screaming isn't getting any louder, you can definitely tell that the kind of green sparks are getting much closer, much quicker. And you can see that the shift of the magical strain has gone over to Emmil, who just looks frustrated and annoyed, and he yells at Demi in Orcish, which I think you understand, basically asking her,
"What in Bellum are you doing, girl?"
And you can see that she's casting a separate spell. As you can see that she's looking inside with intensity. Her flames are kind of very, very bright and very, very hot. And you see her cast the spell. Her hands close, and then she nods at Emmil, and he drops the spell. 17. Do I do it? Fine. You see that as the portal is beginning to close, you see that the kind of onyx disc that was floating very, very close to Dachin, you see it pass across his body as if it's drawn to him, and you see the faintest green lights coming from it as the portal closes around him.
Hi everyone. Rhal here. That was a lot. Thank you for listening to that. Hi. Thank you for listening. Rhal here. I said that. Hi. Thank you for listening. Rhal here. We appreciate your support. Big thanks to our Patreons. Big thanks to patron Ruby, Swinfin, Green. We really appreciate your support. All of our patrons, thank you so much. Seriously, you are amazing. Thank you. Big thanks to Arista or Holly for the name Zizzy. We appreciate you for that name. Big thanks to all of our Patreons who have given us names. We love that. If you are ever looking for information about any of our shows, go to Blighthouse.studio. That is our website, and you might be able to find the answers you are looking for there. There's a lot of information on the website, including such things as all of these strange classes that we play and things that are kind of hard to find information about as far as what we are doing with any of the things at any given point. So all of our class stuff is on the Patreon. There's a lot of bonus stuff there for you to look at. Big thanks to all of our patrons again. Big thanks to you for listening, and we will see you all next episode. Bye.
RPG Major is an actual play like no other. Private Eyes Mara, scion of sirens, and Aubrey, former fairy queen, solve supernatural mysteries while improvising songs. Sitting on the front porch of your office is a wooden xylophone.
Oh no. We know what xylophones do, Mara. And we're gonna say it at the same time on 3. 1, 2, 3. They turn you into a skeleton and then you play your ribcage like a xylophone.
Bones.
Right?
Right. I agree. I'll sing along. Nope, that would make it worse.
Combining actual play, musical theater, and mystery into one cozy package, it's RPG Major.
RPG Major.